You know, if you're in real estate, there are critical tools and concepts to manage your risk. You've likely heard about a Phase 1 environmental site assessment. Lenders always require it, but you may be wondering why it is so important. Environmental attorney Larry Schnapf weighs in.
A Phase 1 is a non-intrusive investigation of a property, which involves a site inspection and a review of historical records to determine if the site has been contaminated. The Phase 1 is used to determine not only if the property is contaminated, but also what is it going to cost to clean up the property, and also to show that the purchaser is complied with the EPA's All Appropriate Inquiries rule, which is the rule that's required for establishing the innocent purchaser's defense and other liability protections under federal Superfund law. The information from the Phase 1 can also be used in the business negotiations, such as negotiating the purchase price, as well as the terms and conditions of the sale.
When the Phase 1 is completed, the consultant will determine if there is currently contamination at the site, if there had been contamination at the site that was completely removed, if there was a cleanup that allowed some contamination to remain, provided it is covered or there is no evidence of contamination. While EPA has developed the standards for conducting Phase 1, Schnapf says the quality of these reports can vary and need to be tailored to the particular demands of your transactions.
It's important to know that not all consultants are created equally. There are a number of high-volume firms that offer low pricing, but they really skimp on historical portions of their work, and that is actually the most important part of the Phase 1 process, the historical investigation. We typically call these firms beer and gas firms because they charge enough to pay for their gas and also have a beer afterwards. The other thing it's important to remember is that the Phase 1 process is a combination of a technical and legal exercise. So you need to have your attorney review the scope of the investigation to make sure it's going to get you the information you need for your particular business transaction, and also to make sure that the conclusions of the report are accurate and comply with the All Appropriate Inquiry rule and also the liability protections.
A Phase 1 can provide recommendations on how to manage contamination so that the property owner can limit its liability after it takes ownership or control of the property.
The Phase 1 is just one part of the test to qualify for the liability protections under federal and state Superfund or hazardous waste laws. After taking title, the owner or operator also has to exercise appropriate care with respect to any contamination at the property. And this is why it's important for the Phase 1 to adequately identify contamination at the site. If the developer does not know there's contamination, they could actually make the situation worse by spreading the soil or during excavation. So it's important to make sure that the Phase 1 adequately investigates the site and is comprehensive enough that the developer knows what the conditions are at the property.
If you are buying a property, you want to make sure that you hire a seasoned environmental lawyer who can help you tailor your environmental due diligence to meet the needs of your project and adequately protects you from environmental liability. You will want an attorney like Larry Schnapf on your side. With over 35 years of national environmental transactional experience and as a law professor, Larry has seen it all and is uniquely qualified to handle the legal issues commonly encountered with environmental issues and can help you come up with creative solutions to prevent environmental issues from killing your deal. There is a lot to consider. So if you are looking to buy commercial property in New York, be sure you are on solid ground. Call Larry Schnapf today or visit schnapflaw.com.